So a while back I was interviewing someone who rose to the level of software architect. He had a proven ability to build large systems at scale and became sought after for his ability to implement and teach agile methods. So it was not without some surprise when during our interview he said this.
And by the way, just to be really clear, I think that most software developers are not professionals. They are not living up to a professional standard.
This episode of XDA Developer TV is brought to you by Sony Mobile and the new Sony Xperia Tablet Z, now on sale at store.sony.com/tablet. Be sure to check out Sony Mobile's YouTube channel at youtube.com/Sony Xperia Dev.
Developer World. Welcome back, XDA crowd. My name is Jayce, and today we speak with Mishkin Berteig, the president of Berteig Consulting. Berteig Consulting helps all businesses manage their projects using agile methods. Now, I get the question a lot. Why aren't software developers or software engineers respected like doctors, lawyers, engineers, like traditional engineers and that kind of thing? Good question. Now you may be thinking, Jayce, that's crazy, of course we're respected. But would you look at all other professions that have such a high demand for technical competency, medicine, law, traditional engineering, that kind of thing? When you enter those professions and you complete, all your education and certification, they regulate and police themselves. So here in Ontario, for example, we have the College of Physicians. And if you breach their regulations that they've written themselves, they can sanction you. They can even revoke your license to practice medicine. It's similar in law and traditional engineering like electrical, mechanical, and civil engineering. And I know it's also true in other countries. So why don't we have the same thing for software engineering? Well, there's a number of reasons, but one of them is that software engineering has a much lower barrier to entry. Anyone with a decent computer and an internet connection can, if they really want to, learn how to become a software engineer. It's the most difficult method, but it is possible. Whereas with medicine and traditional engineering, you have to go to the gatekeepers to be considered a civil engineer. You have to go through medical school to be called a medical doctor. And there's gatekeepers who have the power to determine whether or not you are competent or not. Not so true in software engineering. Thus, as a result, you have wildly varying difference of competency, skill, and professionalism. Now, Mishkin Berteig of Berteig Consulting has some ideas about how we can remedy that. And if you look at his LinkedIn profile, there's a number of other people who respect his opinions on that subject. Here we go.
It's almost like a code of ethics that I would encourage for people who are trying to be agile developers. And by the way, just to be really clear, I think that most software developers are not professionals. They are not living up to a professional standard. And that with agile techniques, there is the possibility that software development could become a very respected profession. It's popular, but I know from working in lots of businesses that software developers are not respected as professionals by, for example, the business side of organizations. So I think this really has a big potential to help software developers become professionals. So there's a few things. One is that a good software development professional always maintains the best possible internal quality of a system. So what that means is that, a system can be built taking lots of shortcuts, or it can be built properly. It can be built using good design techniques, good coding techniques. And so to be a software professional, you never sacrifice the internal quality of a system, either by overbuilding, making things too complex, or by underbuilding, which is, taking shortcuts maybe because of business pressure. And one of the ways I like to explain this concept is that, if you go into surgery and, you know that seconds count, you're conscious and you're rolled in to the operating room, you don't yell out to the surgeon to don't wash your hands, just dig into me. You know that the surgeon has to wash their hands, even if it takes a few extra seconds, because if they don't wash their hands, you're going to get an infection and you could die. So the same kind of thing applies to software and internal quality of systems. If a business person asks you to just jump and take a shortcut and make something that's low quality just to get something out the door, that's kind of like asking a surgeon to just cut into you without washing their hands. It's not professional. And so that internal quality and living up to that standard is one of those qualities. Another one is the idea of collaboration, and really being willing to collaborate with your team members using the most rich communication methods possible, which hopefully is face-to-face, but it includes collaboration in all aspects of the system development. So it's not just coding, it's also really working with people to understand the problem, really working with people to investigate alternative solutions, and making sure that you're building the right thing.
So guys, to follow up on what I talked about yesterday at the conclusion of yesterday's video, I wanted to know about what kind of videos you wanted me to do for the future. What do you want to know? Who do you want me to interview, etc. And what I got from reading the comments is that most of you want more resources and information for complete beginners, people who are learning to develop from scratch. They don't know anything. And if that's true, please tell me in the comments, or if you have any different ideas, tell me in the comments and I will get on that. Like, subscribe, help us out, comment and share these videos on your Facebook and Twitter profiles. Very grateful. Talk to you soon.